Hi Pisces, welcome to your June 2019 Astrology 33 bonus love reading. This is normally a reading that I do for a sign if their video from the previous month had the most likes, views, and new subscribers, but this time around I decided to do it for all the signs, just so you guys could see what this spread is about. Actually, before I forget too, if you want to book a personal reading with me, follow me on Instagram or donate to the channel. You can check out the description for more info on all that. But yeah, the first thing you guys will notice if you normally watch the general readings is there's different tarot decks being used. So the one on the left is actually the Lover's Path Tarot, and then on the right here we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And it's also a different spread than we normally use as well. So to give you a quick rundown of what this spread is, I call this the Bridging the Gap spread, and the three cards on the left side here are meant to represent your energy. The three cards on the right are meant to represent your main love interest energy towards the connection. And as we go through the spread, if you feel like it should be flipped, like this is more like your energy and that's more like their energy, then trust that. It is just a general reading after all. So definitely go with your instincts there. And as far as what the positions mean, the cards we have here, they'll represent your past energy towards the connection, their past energy, your present energy, their present energy, and then your future energy, their future energy. So it's a pretty simple spread overall. And then I pull some oracle cards after that to help bridge the gap, essentially. So, if there's any unspoken messages between the two of you, and then a general oracle card for some general guidance on the spread as a whole. All right, so let's get to it. Starting with your past influence on the connection, we have the Two of Staves. So this is the equivalent of the Two of Wands in your regular Rider-Waite deck. And it's pretty much the same imagery for the most part, right? You see a guy holding something in his hand, looking off in the distance. So for me, this could represent that maybe this is someone that's at a distance from you. So this could be a long distance connection, or maybe the two of you decided to take a trip together, or at least were planning on making the trip together in the past, right? So that's the main thing that I'm seeing there. And this also represents the first 10 degrees of Aries too. So if this is just pointing to a timeline of when the past, what it's pointing to as far as the past, that could have been when either the sun first went into Aries, which was towards the end of March, or even just when Mercury passed through there, Venus passed through there, if you're looking for a timeline. And then their past energy towards the connection, we have the Four of Swords. So this is actually a pretty different image than we're used to with the Four of Swords from the Rider-Waite, right? But what this could be pointing to again with timeline energy, well, first of all, let me point out that this actually is a card for Libra. So maybe some of you are dealing with the Libra. But this is the last 10 degrees of Libra, so we did have a full moon there as well. So let's say maybe you planned on going to see them when the sun first went into Aries, right? You made plans to do it, and maybe you actually made that trip around the time of that second Libra full moon, which was actually right before the sun went into Taurus. So I think it was around the 18th, let's say, maybe a couple days before or so. But yeah, the 18th of April, so that might have been, when you guys connected, and obviously looked like some things happened there. But this could also represent too, if we think back to the traditional Rider-Waite imagery and the message with that card, this could just be saying that they were healing too from maybe a past connection. Maybe the two of you had a conflict of some kind, I don't know, because at the bottom of the deck on your side we do have the Six of Arrows, which is the equivalent to the Six of Swords. So usually that represents moving to calmer waters. So there certainly could have been a conflict. That's the only real indicator I see of that, though. So this could be totally separate from you if it was that they were healing from something. But maybe this is someone off at a distance that you traveled to go see, and you guys obviously might have done a few things. In the present position, from your energy towards the connection, we have the Ten of Coins. So this could just represent how you view the connection with them, for one, right? This could just be saying that you view this as a connection that could go the distance, and it could also just be the energy that you're bringing toward it. Like maybe you're actually taking the connection very seriously, and you're expressing to them that, hey, I really would like to build something with you, right? That could be what's going on with the energy that I see there. This is actually a card of Virgo too, just to mention it. Represents the last 10 degrees of Virgo. There's nothing really going on there right now, and won't be for a while, but just figured I'd let you know that that's what it represents. And then on their side in the present, 3 cards came up. So they have the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. So they're definitely like on a whole other page, it seems. Like with the Nine of Swords, if we think about the Rider-Waite imagery, it's someone who's losing sleep. They're very, stressed out. And if we look at the black cat in this imagery here, this could just be saying that I wouldn't say that they're superstitious per se, but just to say that, maybe they're not trusting the connection. Let's put it that way. Maybe they feel like, all right, I don't know if I can trust this. And you might even see that there, right? If this is the masculine energy, for example, right? Like maybe you were making an advance towards them and they were like, still like, I don't know, right? So it could just be, again, especially with that Four of Swords energy, maybe they're just not fully healed from something that happened in their past. And then with that Nine of Wands energy, that's usually an energy of being on guard. And again, this could just be as well, if you guys did have a conflict with this person, maybe they're just not fully over it yet. But yeah, with the Nine of Wands, that's usually someone who's on guard and not feeling, almost waiting for the next bad thing to happen, essentially, for lack of a better way to say it. Like they're just still on guard and not feeling fully trusting of the situation. And then if we look at the 2 people here, it looks like, the woman is trying to say something to the guy, right? Like if we look at her hand placement and then his hand placement, it looks like he's putting a hand over her mouth, essentially. So, this could just be maybe in the past you had done something and now you're trying to make up for it, and maybe they're just still not over it, right? And then the Seven of Swords here, that could point to maybe what it was, right? Maybe there was some deception, and you might be trying to fix the situation with them, but they're just not really having it. And again, it could be shyness too. I have to at least mention that there could be some shyness there if we look at the body language of the person. So, I don't know. Maybe they told you they were hung like a horse, but they were lying, and now, they're like, oh crap, they actually bought it. Now I have to, now they have to let them know the truth. I don't know. It could be any of those things. But yeah, I'm definitely getting like a shyness type theme from this energy here. And whether that's from something that happened between the 2 of you that they haven't healed from fully, or, like I said, they could just be a little reluctant to trust the connection just yet. That's definitely a vibe I'm getting. So I don't know, you guys would know if it was a result of something you've done or just something that they've experienced in their past that has them feeling that way. But the interesting thing is, in the future position on their side, or rather on your side, we have the Queen of Staves. So this is actually a court card for Aries, so that could just be saying that that's the energy that you're taking on. This is for June, so by June, all of those Aries transits will be done, but this could just be saying that this is the energy you're embodying right now. Like, you're really, being aggressive and persistent and trying to get what you want, and, and passionate as well. So definitely seems to be some passion coming from your side. And the good thing is, at least we could say in the future, it looks like they're definitely more on that same page. So it just might, the overall message for this reading might be telling you to try to be a little patient with this person. Because we have the Four of Wands, and in the Rider-Waite, that's a card of stability and success. And obviously it looks like they're both enjoying themselves a bit more than in the previous cards. And then we have the Knight of Wands as well. So this could be yet another thing that's pointing to travel between the 2 of you. So again, maybe that's what it is. Maybe you guys live at a distance from each other. So maybe they're trying not to get too close to you because they're like, all right, you live wherever you live. You live hours away, or For some of you, maybe even in a different country, so maybe that's what it is for them. Maybe they're like, I don't want to get too attached. Like maybe they're feeling that connection with you, but they're like, I don't want to get too attached because, it's a long distance relationship, right? Maybe they're not feeling it. But with the Knight of Wands energy, that could definitely point to travel, just passion as well. And this is a Sagittarius energy too. So maybe some of you are dealing with Sagittarius, but this is actually an Aries card here too. So definitely just fiery energy, I feel like. It definitely just looks like the two of you will definitely be a bit more passionate with each other in the future. And then the bottom of the deck on their side, they actually have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is a Taurus card too. And actually, if I remember right, for the May Taurus, I gave them a bonus love reading because they had the most likes in their April. And I'm pretty sure in the May reading for them, their bonus love reading, they actually had a lot of Pisces energy on the table. So some of you could definitely be dealing with a Taurus. But this card, if you think about the Rider-Waite energy, it's someone evaluating, the time that they've put into a connection. So it's like that might be where they're at. They're trying to think, do I want to invest more in this connection or not? Right? Because again, especially if there's a distance between the two of you. But yeah, this definitely has like big Taurus vibes here. I mean, it looks like they were enjoying themselves. Maybe that's what it's saying too. You guys just need to have a few drinks and just relax and see where things go. But and then what's interesting too, actually, I just noticed at the beneath that card at the bottom of the deck, they have the Ace of Chalices. So that's a pretty good sign there too. So maybe you guys can get something off the ground with each other. And then beneath the Six of Arrows on your side, I forgot to mention too, you have the Ace of Staves. So both ace energies going on there. So there's definitely some potential to get something off the ground. And I mean, let's call it what it is. This doesn't look like outright rejection necessarily in this artwork either. So, it could just be one of those things. Like I said, they might need a little bit more time to warm up to the idea, especially if it's a long distance thing. You might have your mind more set on it. Like I said, there's a lot of Aries energy playing out on your side here. So maybe that you're just feeling a little more convinced about, oh yeah, we can make this connection work, whereas they might be a little more reluctant. Maybe it's just one of those things. Maybe you've done long distance relationships before and they've been fine for you. Maybe for this person, they might have gotten burned in the past in that type of dynamic, so they're a little more reluctant to take it there. All right. And next, we'll try to pull a couple of cards from this Mystic Moon Oracle deck that I have. So basically what I'm going to do with this deck is we'll see if there's any unspoken messages from you toward them, and then maybe even some unspoken messages from them toward you as well, to help bridge the gap, essentially. And what I do is I shuffle these for a bit. I do shuffle them before I start recording as well, but with this shuffle here, we'll just see if there's any specific messages that come up, and if not, then we don't stress it and have you guys just listening to shuffle sounds in the background forever. We'll just trust that there's nothing else to add, and then we move on to the next oracle deck. All right, so first we'll see if there's any unspoken messages from you toward them that need to come to light. And like I said before too, don't forget, if you feel like those energies are playing out the opposite, maybe you feel it's the other person that's being persistent with you and you're the one who's a bit more reluctant to get into a long distance relationship, then definitely trust that. It's just the overall energies at play that I'm picking up on. So alright, nothing coming up yet. I'll give it a few more shuffles, and if nothing comes out, then we'll check for their side to see if there's anything from them toward you. Alright, yeah, so let's try to see if there's any unspoken messages from them toward you now. So nothing came out from your side. almost had one come out there. Alright, doesn't seem like there's anything popping up there either, so we'll just wrap it up. And we'll take a look at the next Oracle deck. So this is actually the Oracle deck that I use for the general readings as well. Well, one of the Oracle decks I use. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So we'll see if there's any messages that come up with this. And, this will just give you some general advice and an overview of the spread as a whole. Alright, so we'll look for any additional messages from the Oracle deck for you guys. In a way, it's kind of fitting because, like I said, there's a lot of Aries energy on your side, so it seems like you might seem pretty sure of what you want, assuming that the left side does represent your energy anyway, and not the other person's. But it seems like the other person might be a bit more gun shy. Although, like I said, it seems like in the end, you guys are gonna get on the same page anyway. It just might take a little more time for them to warm up to the idea. Alright, there we go. Finally got one. Alright, clean it up. So, yep, maybe we'll see what the messages themselves say, but let me just show you first the artwork. There's the actual artwork. And the number is 21. So, in case that has any significance for you. We'll see what the messages say. Alright, it says, getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. The Oracle's message, ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work? Overwhelmed? Time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds up to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. So, the Six of Swords energy, maybe that's what it's referring to as well. That, like I said, it's usually a card that points to moving to calmer waters. So maybe this is just you basically, getting everything in line. And like I said, with the Four of Swords in the past, for them, it looks like they might have had some healing that they're going through as well. The relationship message says, time to clear the air, take a look at your side of the street, and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. Alright, well, that's a pretty good message there, and maybe that's what, again, pointing to the Six of Swords energy, but it definitely looks like this person might have some stuff that they're going through as well. Like I said, it seems like I get a vibe of shyness there in the past and present, and it looks like in the future it might work out. Definitely pretty positive cards there, but looks like, you guys just might have to work through those things. Alright, so we'll wrap up there, guys, and I'll see you all next month. Alright, bye.